we should be live again.
Green Dream Project. I know those two.
Oh, come on.
What?
Nothing. You just streamed again.
Okay, so great.
Oh, why we're getting this up and running? That's British for like.
It's up and live.
Finger. Oh. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
I did not mean to flip people off.
It looked like it started a whole new live stream now. I'm really, really just frustrated with YouTube and the new setup. It does not want to talk to Streamlabs.
No, it doesn't. It gets really like. I guess I was playing our live stream and I heard my own giggle in the background. It was like.
Are we up?
So
Yeah.
we're up and live.
Okay, so we are the Butcher, the Baker, the Queso Maker.
Mm-hmm.
We drink White Chick coffee while traveling around the southeast.
Mm-hmm.
We're here at the Big Bear Homestead, and I
figured that one out.
well, I know, right? I like long walks on the beach.
He's already married.
I am married.
He's already married.
Got the old ball and chain right there.
Don't worry, it's a $40 silver ring. Don't worry.
Mine's 68 cents.
Yeah, we bought 4, and you divide that by 4, and it comes out to about 68 cents.
Yes. So, and we're enjoying our time in Georgia. A little bit. Yeah.
Oh, finish the coffee story. They missed it.
Oh, okay. So, Jason and I are in town running errands, and I said, Jason, where can I get coffee? And he's like, well, the gas station. And I'm like, no.
I don't think you understand.
He goes, there's a Starbucks down the road. So we pull in. I'm like, do you want something? He goes, sure, just a black coffee. So I order a medium black coffee, and then I ordered a venti white chick latte and the double smokehouse.
He is so
Bacon
not
and
giving
ham.
this story any justice.
Bacon and ham croissant.
Croissant.
And it was good.
It was good.
It was good. And so then 2 days later, we're back in town running errands again, and I needed a
Another
fix. So I didn't want all the caffeine that's in coffee, so I got a chai latte. And so what's really funny, the lady was flirting with me through the ordering thing without even seeing me. And it was really weird, and I pulled around, and I think she was disappointed.
You have a nice radio voice.
I do.
Got the perfect face for radio.
No, I have the face for radio. And so yeah, I'm like, well, yes, ma'am. Flirting me over that intercom box. I pull around, she's like,
hi.
So. The tea was sweet, but the barista was bitter.
So the question was, who is the butcher, who's the baker, and who's the queso maker?
Well, that's a good question. So if
I'll go ahead and do into your circles now.
yeah, I was going to do
We're
Venn
Venn
diagrams. So where the circles meet.
Yeah.
Oh, this is terrible. Okay, so I'm the butcher. We're both the baker, and she's the queso maker.
Nice.
So that's how that kind of works. Speaking of which, I butchered a hog today.
Yes.
On the Big Bear Homestead.
Yes.
And it was a fatty pig.
Yes.
That's what they're for.
But
I know, I'm
they're
just
lard
telling you.
pigs, yeah. It was pretty cool because I came out there, the couple days ago it was Wednesday night because it was the full moon.
Yep.
We slaughtered the pig and they dipped the pig to be able to scrape it to get all of the hair off. And I thought I had posted pictures on Instagram of that, and apparently I didn't. I kept looking for so-and-so liked your picture, and I'm like, gosh, nobody liked my picture. And then I went back and looked, and I'm like, oh, it never posted. So, but I have pictures. It was pretty neat. You could see the barrel with the steam coming up and the full moon in the background and the fire just like super hot to be able to get the water to boil. It was pretty neat. But then they let it hang while it was cold.
Was the fire ever cold?
And they got it ready today, and so Paul and Blaze went out there. Jason's been not feeling
Somebody
well
brought Ebola to my house.
Hey,
I thought I was over
lay down,
it.
Paul.
40 minutes ago, it was, I think I may have a shellfish allergy.
You didn't eat anything that was shellfish,
Yeah, I had
did
shrimp.
you?
Like a plate of
You
shrimp.
did eat shrimp? I didn't see it.
And I'm really gonna be upset if that.
Because you love shrimp.
Yeah, I think I'm just I'll die by lobster.
But
That's what it's gonna be.
you need to lay down. But yeah,
Get back in here,
so
Mom. Get back in
they
here.
were cutting up the hog today, and Paul says to me, he's like, "Really?"
Just wants to be in the video.
No, he misses his daddy. I think he's been kind of
Oh.
worried about daddy today. He was sleeping right beside him on the bed the whole day. Huh. All right, now come on. Hey,
Oh, they shot you
Down,
out,
really
Apollo.
over
Look
there.
at that.
go lay down.
Oh, everybody knows who Apollo is.
Oh, yeah.
April
Say
has
hi.
April
Hill.
loves Apollo.
April Hill has a special relationship
Okay.
with Apollo.
When we had everybody over for Memorial Day, Apollo laid under the table. Nobody knew he was there. Every once in a while, he would let off this horrible scent, and it was right at her feet, so it would come up straight into her nose. Like every time, and she's like, smells bad. But.
So someone asked a bacon question.
Oh,
Will you be smoking bacon in the smokehouse?
Yes. Yep, the bacon hooks came in.
yes, but
But,
it has to cure first. It has to be
right.
has to cure for a little while first. So
We got hams curing right now.
yeah, and the belly will go next. We'll put
Because the hams have to cure like a week or two longer than the bacon.
I think that whole curing process, if I read it right, it's like 2 months. It has to sit in the fridge like flip-flopping and moving all that stuff for like 2 months. And I think the bacon is pretty much the same. It's going to be pretty much the same thing.
Then
So
we need to get them out
we were
thawed.
we were kind of holding off on doing that because we're going to get another fridge. Somebody's going to help us out and get us a used fridge that we can just put all the stuff that we're curing in there. So, because right now part of our fridge is being occupied by 2 hams, and then we've got 2 more, which Jason sent me the picture. I mean, I saw it when you were, you held it up for me when I was out there. And then Jason sent me the picture, and I was like, can you say prosciutto? And then I come home, and Blaze is in there grinding up a bunch of pork. And he's like, so, let's talk prosciutto.
Is that what you want to do with that one ham?
I don't know. I think so. I mean, it looked really nice. Like, from what I could see from the picture.
So it was an American guinea hog.
Right.
Thank you to the lady that thinks I should start a podcast. You're not the first person to say that. So the one we butchered today was an American guinea hog.
Right.
And the meat in it looked like Kobe beef. It was so
beautiful marble.
so wonderfully marbled. The fat cap on the hams was seriously probably 1 inch to 1.5 inches thick. Just absolutely beautiful.
I guess that means the guy raising it kind of knew what he was doing.
Yes, a little bit.
Blaze is coming along. I think you have a lot to be proud of.
I just want y'all to know, if anybody has the opportunity to have these people come by and bless you with their presence, you most definitely should say yes. Because I will tell you, they've been here since Monday, and I have not laughed as much and as hard
Since HOA.
and it's been such a breath of fresh air to be able to just laugh and just enjoy your time with with adults. So definitely, they're trying.
Hey, you know what? We don't need to.
That was funny.
We don't need to go. Just
LaDeza came out of the bathroom one time after you, and she was like, "Daddy, is he sick?" Do we need to pray for him? Because
I'm adjusting to Southern food. Wow.
You're so mean. Like, you gonna throw that out there on live?
That Blaze comment was pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty. He kind of deserved it a little bit.
Really?
Gardner wants to
Oh,
know.
I got a video that
What?
states when we were going back and forth with the what was it, the 30 things about us or something.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, so
Robin will run through the house.
did we laugh more than when he was there? It was pretty close, Sydney. It's about time for you to come back and refresh my memory. That's all I can say. We have a really good time with Sydney too. When we were on the live with him, it was, oh my gosh, it was hilarious.
Yeah, he was giving Robin a hard time because he's a vegan and she force fed him chicken.
I will keep my
Fried
clothes on
chicken.
though because no one wants to watch the hot.
Naked butcher.
No one wants to watch the hot dad bod Gardner YouTube channel. You
Well,
know?
that was the first.
That's your new channel, The Naked Butcher.
The Naked Butcher.
The Naked Butcher.
Just don't let the
Oh,
knife
God.
slip.
That could be the podcast.
Is this kosher?
No, it could be the podcast. You know? Oh my god.
What the halal?
I can't take you anywhere nice.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna be up here on Christmas Day to come visit. So yeah. Anyway, I am not a vegan. No, he's not.
Oh, you're always gonna be our vegan friend now.
Amber, you guys need to load up and come on. So yeah. So we've had a really good time, good visit. The pork butchering was really very helpful. And it was nice to see, because that was one thing I asked him. I said, so talk to me about the leaf lard. And he was like, it was beautiful. I'm like,
First thing we did, we ripped that pig open like she was having open heart surgery and scooped out all that nice organ fat.
yeah. And I don't know that Blaze, because Blaze has always just butchered it like a deer. So he doesn't really know, he knows how to do the primal cuts and
Right.
stuff, but I think, it was pretty
You're getting
cool.
requests that you guys have to be here Memorial Day. But you'll be in California back in there, won't you?
Probably.
Yeah.
So they did, they cut it open and pulled out the leaf lard and got that all. And then by the time I got out there, he had just a vat full of all that fat was just everywhere.
Yeah. You probably have 25 to 30 pounds of
That's amazing.
of lard to render. So.
And that's at least, that's, you would say probably 10% easy of that pig, right? 10 to 15% of that pig weight was fat. Like, that's pretty cool. And it was, it's probably inch and a quarter, I agree, somewhere around in there. And the bacon, what was funny is he had the bacon folded out, the belly, and I was like, God, that's beautiful bacon, but it's so fat. It's like that much fat, and then this little beautiful pinkish red, red.
The meat's wine color.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things when you get into homesteading, you have a lot of preconceived notions about food that center around the food that you buy at the grocery store. And my first exposure to non-industrialized pork was, we were at our family cabin in California and we shot some wild boar, and it was as red as meat, like beef.
Yeah.
And the guinea hog today was that way too. It's a nice, beautiful wine color.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the marbling, because I saw he'd cut a piece, and you could just see the fat just all in.
Did you see the
meat.
sausage Blazes grinding?
Yeah, because the
Beautiful.
sausage is it almost looks like chili meat to me.
Right.
Like when they mix up to make the beef chili meat.
Well, I wish you guys, we wasted very little of the pig. And so it's one of those things where butchering on the homestead, you're doing it for yourself.
Right.
So you're not getting paid by the hour.
Right.
You're getting
So
paid
you
by
can
what
take
you can
your
get
time.
off of it.
Right.
Right. So I go in and I cut out all the meat between the ribs. That makes perfect hamburger. Even on deer and lamb and goat and horse.
Right.
All that. Did you say horse?
Did you say horse?
Yes, I did. And so it's nice because you can take your time. And
Right.
quite honestly, the only thing we didn't use was the oink.
Nah.
And
The other end.
the other end. No, we saved the tail. Blaze wants to make dog treats. We cut the ears off.
Yeah.
We cut the jowls off. The only thing we didn't make head cheese out of it, because the American guinea hogs are small,
Mm-hmm.
So the loin on the guinea hog came out about yay big.
Yeah,
It looks it's like a venison.
Mm-hmm.
It's the diameter of a venison and about half as long.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So that's a good reason why you should take into consideration what your end goal for raising pork is.
Exactly.
You know, and so it'd be interesting to see what your fence jumper, the American guinea hog
Cross.
fence jumper cross.
Yes. Yes.
How those guys grow up and
Yeah.
what they become, because they, depending on what jumped the fence, it could add some length to them and really change the dynamic of what the hogs butcher out at.
Right, what they look like. But I still feel like you're still going to have a small loin. I don't think that the body structure is going to change that much. And that was what, we were talking about, because it was funny. We were kind of traipsing around like, well,
I don't know.
like,
Georgie's was kind of bigger because he was more.
You had me till head cheese.
So head cheese is Blaze told me you guys tried it once and it didn't
come out.
Didn't go. So the head cheese is like a lot of soul foods. It's basically German soul food. It's what poor German people would eat.
Mm-hmm.
They would just take all the bits and pieces left over, chop it up, and boil it down and pack it into the empty skull.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, it's not actually brains. It's called head cheese because they would use the head as sort of the
Don't they typically use the jowl? Like,
the
I feel like the
jowl
jowl meat is
jowl
part
meat.
of it. Yeah.
And so even with lamb, you can get
A little bit.
a little bit, and it's real tender too. It's like the bacon jowl. If you ever have a chance to get real bacon jowl off a bigger breed, it is one of the most tender cuts of meat because that muscle's not doing a whole lot. It's just there.
Yeah.
See, it's just there.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if Hans would be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Should get Han. Although his might taste like rainbow chard.
better than goat's milk.
Yeah. Yeah, the head has quite.
I wear aprons. Hello. Now, I wear aprons
She does butchering.
full time.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
really?
Yeah, she's up in Pennsylvania,
That's awesome.
and
I wore an apron today too.
she a couple years ago sent us a love package, and
Haggis.
Oh, don't you know? Is that the Homestead in the Highlands? Are we talking like the Highlands of the Carolinas?
No,
Or are we
the
talking
Highlands-
about
She's in
like
Scotland.
Scotland? Oh, yes.
But
Horrible
she's
Scottish accent.
I know.
but
Gosh.
she's English.
Oh.
But lives in Scotland.
Pardon me.
but back
Oh, sorry.
back to my story.
Oh,
She sent us a
Yes.
I love you box,
Yes.
Oh, okay.
and it had scrapple,
Ooh.
Pumpkin flavored
Sausage.
sausage.
Uh-huh.
Like-
some birch
Links
beer.
and patty, birch beer, like a whole bunch of stuff from Pennsylvania. It was really good.
She had their salami.
Yeah. Yeah, very good.
Did you like the scrapple?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I still got some more out there.
So scrapple is very similar to liver mush,
Yes.
which we got turned on to in North Carolina.
Yes.
He
And
did.
it's a shame that it's named liver mush because
Yeah,
this
because
stuff
it.
is so good, and it's amazing. If you're in the sort of the mid-Atlantic East, it's scrapple, and in Western Carolinas, it's liver mush, and you want it fried crunchy and it's soft and buttery inside. It's great stuff.
Yeah. No, she made it, and I mean it was
phenomenal.
fantastic. It was really good.
There was a whole bunch of stuff in the.
Lebanon bologna.
Bologna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She made it was.
Wow.
There was a whole bunch of stuff in that box, and there wasn't a bad thing in there.
Everything
that
was
they
good. And tasty
made.
cakes. Mm-hmm.
And it's a
They
she.
made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of respect for people that butcher for a living. It's
Very grueling.
It is. It's more than you think, and I tend to butcher so infrequently that I forget how much work it is between butcherings, So that's why I want to do a Dexter, because I figured 2/3 of a steer is better than a whole steer
Yeah.
to learn.
Yeah.
But
Where are you guys from?
Oh, yes.
we are originally from Northern California, And
By
then
the redwoods.
By the redwoods, and then we fled to Oregon, and now we're fleeing Oregon.
Now we're fleeing Oregon.
So we are to the most direct answer. We're from Southern Oregon, the Rogue Valley. We live outside the town of Medford, Oregon. We have a beautiful 2,000 square foot home on 5 acres that we're looking to sell in the next 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Hint, hint.
Yeah.
Hint, anybody,
Hint,
hint,
hint.
anybody.
That have been any less subtle. So we are dyed-in-the-wool West Coasters.
Yeah, so Homestead in the Highlands, that's what she has. She has Dexter's. She's got beautiful pictures on Instagram.
So, Homestead in the Highlands. Is there anyone that utilizes the Dexter as oxen over there?
I feel like that's what she was going to try to do,
I think
right?
that's what she's doing.
Yeah. Hey, Loma Acres. What's up?
Loma Acres.
Yeah, they're doing a road trip, so they're from everywhere.
But the purpose of the road trip is to find a place to live.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
and where's their end location? Wherever they decide.
Yeah,
Right.
we're only 3 months into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pitching Georgia.
I'm afraid the humidity in Georgia in July might be the end of
Yes.
my hair.
So Homestead in the Highlands said yes, me.
Paulo, go.
Yeah, she's using them as oxen.
Okay, so we got turned on to the idea of oxen at Colonial Williamsburg, and my first thought was, oh, Dexter oxen, because if I'm going to get run over by a cow, I want it to be smaller than the...
That's a good point. There's a lot of people that keep Dexters because of their size. Only got them 2 months ago, but after the winter, the younger two will be oxen, the older two will be bred.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Amish here use Dexters as oxen.
Oh, neat.
So it's not an
So
original.
there you go.
It was a good idea, but not an original
That's-
idea.
It was such a good idea that somebody else has
Right.
already done it.
Generations.
Georgia is awesome. You'll get used to the humidity. Maybe.
Everywhere we've gone where the humidity is really bad, they go, oh, it's not that bad here, like normal. Like, this is a really bad day. It's not like this all the time.
Yeah. Well, and it's like I was telling you, like, for the most part, you can learn to work around it. Like, you learn to kind of adjust your day so that you don't encounter it very much, so it doesn't really affect, how much room does fungi need to grow as much room as possible. That's funny. There's only one working oxen parent in the UK, which were only used for a TV program, but I want to do it.
Which TV program? Little House?
In the UK.
In the UK?
It's that little house on the Highlands.
Duh. Yeah. Duh.
Look, people film over there and say it's
Mm-hmm.
with Wisconsin all the time.
Yeah.
So far, you guys have been doing this now 3 months.
3 months.
So far, what's been the biggest heartbreak?
When our trailer broke.
Well, no, that's too easy.
Heartbreak.
I would say not West Virginia not being everything we thought it would be, and this isn't this isn't a slight against the people of West Virginia.
No.
We didn't know what to expect because we came across West Virginia on Realtor.com, and it's super affordable to live there and stuff. And then we get there, and we needed Coflex to wrap Katie's foot because she sprained it, and the nearest feed store was in Kentucky. And it's like, well, where do you go
To get
it? And and I know that's a very like very small example, but it was just we had high hopes, but it wasn't the place that we thought it was going to be, and so it was a little kind of disappointing because
it was going to be a lot more expensive traveling to a feed store or trying to ship in your hay because
so where
there's
you
not a lot of
saved your
agriculture
money,
there.
you were having to spend it somewhere else.
Yeah,
So
and
that
and
was kind of
even driving around, there's not a lot of like dedicated farmland, and I get it. It's Appalachia, it's the mountains, and so we'd have to clear it, or quite honestly, the places with the most open, like pastoral land are on mountaintops. You get a mountaintop and stuff, and with rural property, we were warned by more than one person that a coal company can buy the next mountain over and level it, and you have no say in the environmental impact of your own property and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a big consideration. And,
Yeah.
And so it was kind of sad. Yeah, disappointments.
It was a beautiful state. Like we loved. I think we were in Summersville, and we went up in the mountains there, and it was just breathtakingly beautiful.
No Stivers. If they're going anywhere, they're going to stay here. So.
Y'all come right on over to the great state of Kentucky. We got a roller mill 15 minutes away.
We'll have to come see.
Well,
Stivers.
There's a lot of people heading over to Kentucky. I'm not happy. Just saying.
So far, what's been your biggest surprise? Like, oh, wasn't expecting that.
Pennsylvania and Ohio.
Yeah, we really liked Pennsylvania and Ohio, but again, like bigger picture for me personally, I think the people.
Yeah.
Like we set out to do this, and so we're from the West where it's all national parks and broad sweeping landscape. So people don't go back east to look at nature.
No.
It's a lot of history. We got that at Williamsburg, but the people everywhere we've gone, the people have been amazing. We've only had one bad run-in with someone, and that was this Karen at a Home Depot in Pennsylvania. Like she was having a bad day. But other than that, the people are great everywhere we've gone.
You just kicked her right underneath the bus live on YouTube.
That's not her real name. It's not Karen.
To protect the innocent.
Yeah, she's a Karen. Like
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Chad.
Yeah, or Tristan, and so for me personally, it's been the people. It's been great. I mean, everywhere we've gone, the people have been awesome. HOA was amazing. Yeah. Like we did not know what to expect at HOA, and it was like showing up to imagine a family gathering where everyone wants to be there. No one has to be there.
Right. Everybody wants to go. Right.
Yeah, and that was HOA. So I'll just narrow it down and say HOA is probably the biggest surprise, and the resiliency of our children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how familiar and at home we became in the trailer. I was a little worried about that because we had never RV'd before. We took off. We had a 2-day shakedown cruise, and then we took off. So not the smartest thing, but
you're doing fine.
But we're doing fine, and so that really surprised me as well. It's become home. And the kids even refer to it. Can we go home? It's referring to the trailer. So
my favorite is listening to him say, "Mom, Dad, when we land, can we blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "Land?" That's their term for when they finally.
We're in a
holding pattern. Yeah.
One of the interesting things is, like, so this is the second stop where we've butchered something, and we never anticipated getting to do stuff with people on their homesteads. So like I totally could have packed my
your butcher stuff.
My meat processing kit, even like a pared down version of it. And it was just that never occurred to us.
Nah.
We brought plenty of other crap.
All right, we'll take you to Atlanta and get on a plane, go get your stuff. Come back, because I got like 20 more pigs.
Right. I can't fit a refrigerator, like a cold room in my carry-on. So, yeah, I think, what's that?
You can't fold it up?
Nope, can't fold it up. Do I look like Harry Potter?
More like,
don't even say Hagrid. Is that another fat joke? Is that another fat joke?
If I was going to do fat joke, I was going to do, what was his name?
Dudley.
The kid, Dudley. Oh my goodness.
Well, I know you guys have been nothing but a blessing to us this week. We have a list of stuff that we're trying to get accomplished to be able to kick off our big plans for 2020 for next year. And you guys helped us knock out a good portion of it just in this week that you were here.
Need you a Mary Poppins bag.
And
there you go.
The funny thing was both of them kept saying, "Oh wait, okay, now you can put us to work.
There's something that you need us to do."
And then I was like, "All right, well, let's transplant the blueberries," and they kind of like took over.
Yeah, you sent me pictures, and I was like,
half an hour it was done.
Well,
which is cool.
And so the flip side of that coin is what people don't tell you. full-time RVing has the potential to be kind of boring.
Yeah.
Especially when you're used to this lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you walk away from 5 acres, it's a full-time job.
Right.
And like a metal shop and all that stuff, and now you're just driving and fixing dinner and
Right.
trying to keep your kids from killing each
Killing
other.
yeah.
Right? It's like, so it's one of those things where it's, you know, it's like, hey, can we do something?
Give me something to do.
Yeah, it's not so much motivated like I want you to feel like you're getting your money's worth out of dinner.
Right.
But it's more like we just want something to do.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's why when we initially set out, we came back east first to help some other people on their homestead project, and it was great because it was a purpose, and we had something to do, and
Right.
and just keep the hands busy.
Definitely. Well, that's cool.
Mama Grows, we did go through Missouri. We loved Kansas City barbecue, but we were passing through, so we didn't really get to try like look around. But we're kind of afraid of tornadoes